Right, I'm going to start. I know we're a bit through it about 5 seconds early, but we're going to get cracking because there's a few things I want to do. So, apologies, Sarah.
Yeah, Caspary.
And Kate. And
Well, I've not notified Kate at all because nothing on the agenda affected
no, really.
all the police.
Yeah. So, just apologies.
It's just Sarah. Yeah.
Okay, minutes approved and authorised signing of the minutes. Anyone, any comments or anything?
Are they acceptable?
Are they acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah. 25th, isn't it?
Matters arising, I've 2 or 3 things to mention.
Go on,
Neighbourhood plan, we did receive, sorry, it's under the matters arising on minutes, referring to the previous meeting. We've received the grant, £2.5 grand effectively. We spent 1,800 of that on the consultant's fee, the invoice that came in, so there's a sum to be refunded. Some of the grant to be refunded back to groundwork, and then in the next financial year the council would have to apply for a further chunk of grant.
Right.
That's that. Under item 9.2, Chalks circulated details of a post of a locum clerk, but I've not had any response to that.
I spoke to Jackie Weaver on that as well, and she said if we send her the details, so if you want to ping them through to me, whatever you've written, I'll send them direct to her again, because I've been in communication about that. So yeah, if you can just email me what you've sent out, and I'll email straight to her, and then she said she'll try and push it a bit more as well. Yeah. Because I've asked, I said to her we need one for a couple of meetings.
Yeah. And then 9.6, the coronation event. I think, as you all know, we eventually got all the details, got insurance cover, and the risk assessment. So on that basis, as instructed, I granted consent on your behalf.
Thank you. Paul, anything?
No.
Sarah?
No.
Chris?
Just a couple of things. 2.1, just to confirm that the community group has now paid for the village signs. I think Jack's ordered those, so as soon as they're delivered we can get those put up, so they're paid for and awaiting delivery. And the other thing really, which is just by way of an update for the council, 9.2 on the HS2 petition. As everyone knows, we have submitted a petition to Parliament. We haven't at this point still had an invitation to present that petition. Quite a number of parishes around and about have. Last week, Much Dennis and Lostock Green were presenting, and I don't think anyone's met Todd Hunter, but she's a retired geologist and pretty expert on the topology, but she gave a very good account. Esther McVeigh was actually there as an observer as well. We think she's going to be there when we get our moment in the sun. But I don't think we should read anything into the fact that we haven't yet been invited. Everything is going to pause because of Easter and the coronation, and they've still got a lot of work to do with councils in Manchester, so we're just waiting to hear. But we have actually prepared a script. We've got a number of photographs. We just need to polish what we've got and put that into a logical order, but we've gone as far as we can at the moment.
Thank you very much. Andrew? Oh, sorry, Chris, have you?
That's it, thanks.
Andrew? No? Okay, then it's all good. Declaration of interest then. Anyone got any interest?
No.
Right. And now to the crux of the meeting. Finance. No current financial position.
Yeah, I've circulated the monthly summary, which is effectively for the full year. The only comments I'd make are that when you look at the columns of actual receipts and actual payments, if you actually net off from the actual receipts the 2450 neighbourhood plan grant that I just mentioned, which is kind of an unusual receipt, then the net figure for receipts is 15,581. So it's 800 down on the 800 down on what was budgeted. And in terms of expenditure, the figure at the bottom is £34,038. But again, if you net off the 11 grand where we paid for specific items like the external lighting here out of reserves, and also under the IROS row, there's £5 grand figure there. 4,400 odd of that was for paying for the fence materials. And then there's provisional roof. If you net those off, the net kind of normal expenditure figure for the year was 17,940. Obviously more than the original budget, but broadly in line with the projected outturn that you considered in December.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and attached to that is the reserves balance, which again shows more of the detail of the 11,000 that have been spent during the year from reserves on various items. And it shows that the total earmark reserves stand at 59,000 odd, and the general fund, so-called general fund, stands at almost 12,000. So if you can note that, please. Any questions or comments? No, just noting it.
Right, new payments, please.
Yeah.
Fairly straightforward, I think. Any questions about that list?
Hang on, sheet. My fees, as I've mentioned on the attached note, I've been working on an hourly rate since the 1st of March. So there's that payment to be made to me. The other payments with Chair's agreement are paid between meetings, and then there's the additional one, G, item G, the payment for the village boundary signs. We received the invoice, so I've paid that in the sum of £1,096.68 plus that, which we can reclaim, and that is the payment for which the community group have actually made a donation, an equivalent donation to the parish council. And so we're just waiting on delivery of those signs now. So if you could confirm those payments and agree that village boundary payment, that would be
All happy?
yes.
Can I have a proposer seconded? Yeah. Yeah, all in agreement? Yeah.
And
All in agreement.
one more comment on the kind of payments heading. Can you confirm also that the agreements that are made with the fence contractor, that he seek to dispose of the fencing materials that have been bought by the council on other jobs, and he'll reimburse the council reasonably for the fencing that he's able to dispose of? He was quite confident he could use it on other jobs.
Yes, that's what we agreed to.
Yes, which is what, yeah. So if you can confirm that, is that acceptable?
Yes, yes, that's exactly what we previously agreed. Yeah.
We all in agreement?
Yeah.
All agreement. Preparation of annual accounts.
Yeah, I'm in the throes of that at the moment. It is more complicated as usual. I wish I'd asked Nikki to stay another year. The new internal auditor, who's doing it remotely, does I don't know how many parish councils, but he has a great long list of requirements, supplying this, that, the other, everything else. I think I sent 41 documents to him yesterday, including things like standing orders, the financial regs, and this and that, the other, and committee council minutes, and all sorts of things. So I sent the big tranche of stuff to him today. He sent me back, so as he would normally do, sent me back some stuff. He kind of samples some of the invoices that have been paid and wants copies of the invoices. So I've got to send those, things like that. So there'll be a bit of toing and froing between him and me in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then what would normally happen is that at a council meeting, perhaps in May, perhaps the June meeting, then the whole accounts will come forward to the parish council for confirmation and approval.
Okay. Can I just ask, so in that there's a considerable amount of work that you've obviously been doing since the 13th of April.
Yeah.
So when you will then invoice.
I propose that I'd again
Absolutely.
invoice the
Yeah.
council effectively on an hourly basis,
Yeah.
on the basis of
Yeah.
my hourly rate, as it were.
Yeah. Okay.
If that's acceptable.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so
that's what we agreed.
I insist on it. Yeah.
Thank you. That's it.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.